We're back on the other channel, and today we came all the way to Las Vegas.
You ready to let the dogs out?
And naturally, as one does, we came to Vegas to do Vegas type stuff. And of course, by that, I mean lose money. Except we're gonna do ours the old fashioned way by buying another piece of trash project car. And I suppose, Fernando, what better place to start than with a jacked up Z06, right?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Great plan. Now let's just get right to it. Let's rip the Band-Aid off, all right? What is this? What did they do to these tires, man? Now, I know these tires don't have a whole lot of tread on them from the factory, but wow, they were really wringing the life out of them. The other thing that catches your eye immediately are the brake rotors. It's the carbon ceramics, so I think that makes this a Z07 package. It's got all the carbon fiber side skirts. It's got the rear aero. So this is a really high spec C7 Z06. Oh, it's got carbon fiber exhaust tips on it. It's an Akrapovic exhaust system, which I believe is titanium. That's rough. This is one of, if not the best exhaust you can get for these cars, and it's damaged. That sucks. I don't know if you can buy a tip separately. I'd venture to guess you probably could. This is still attached, right?
Yes.
Barely, but it is still attached. Well, wow. That is a very stock LT4. But hey, LT4 nonetheless. And then there's that. That whole front frame rail section is ripped off. We'll get to that in a second. But on the engine side of things, the accessory drive belt, that's ripped off. So that means something got pushed back in to the engine. The steering rack's in the right place, so that doesn't necessarily look too out of line. Man, look at this down there. Just broken fiberglass everywhere. This is our whole radiator assembly that's laying down there. And then there's that frame rail section I was talking about. This is the piece that goes across the front. It's supposed to be about right there. This is the horn that goes, well, actually you can see exactly where it goes. Right there. It's supposed to connect this to this, and it is completely broken off. This whole deal, like if you didn't have these AC lines and random wiring, you could probably just rip this entire front end of the car off. Now, for all of the benefits of having an aluminum frame, the fact that it's so lightweight, it definitely has its downsides. And when you get in a wreck like this, it's just gonna rip apart. A steel frame car wouldn't, but the trade-off is that the steel frame Corvettes are 100 pounds or more heavier. Now, I do think this is certainly fixable, and given the value of the car, I think somebody probably will want to fix it. But for me personally, I've been kind of getting the itch to try some type of LT-based engine swap. So I want one of these things as a parts car. An LT4 would be awesome. The question is it bad enough where it'll go for a price that lets you buy it as a parts car? And I don't know. Let's say we bought this thing just for the engine, just for the electronics that control it. It sold off everything else. Let's play it that way. You could sell the entire rear half of the drivetrain, make yourself a couple grand back there. You could sell off the carbon ceramic brake setup. That's like $4,000 or $5,000, assuming they all survived. The rotors are the tricky part there, but I believe they did. Then you have all the rear body panels over here. That nets you a lot of money too. Then we got all this interior, and it is basically the nicest version of a C7 interior. These are the competition seats. They're a ton of money, like $4 or $5 grand. It's got the Alcantara steering wheel, all the expensive red stitching on the dashboard. Basically, anywhere there can be carbon fiber, Alcantara, and different stitching on this, there is. And it adds up to a lot of money in parts value. And of course, the dashboard's blown, the steering wheel airbag's blown, but it's even got a carbon fiber steering wheel. It's even got the exposed carbon fiber top. So if there is one C7 Z06 that you can pay up for, even though you're trying to buy it as a parts car, it's definitely something like this, right? I think you could pretty easily pay 30 grand for a car like this. An LT4 engine's about 15 alone, and you'd certainly be able to recoup more than 15 out of it. Though I do suspect, given how nice of a spec it is, even with all of that and everything else that's going on with it, it's a little bit of rear damage back here, somebody's probably gonna pay up for it. Would I like to buy it? Absolutely. In fact, I would love to buy it. Do I think it's likely? Probably not. I give it like a 50-50 shot. So if it goes under 30, we bring it back to the shop. How about that?
He's gonna be in the shop. 100%.
You sound confident. I don't know if that's a good thing or he thinks I'm gonna be irresponsible and bid too much, which is has happened.
A lot of times.
This sucks, dude.
It does
But
suck.
I like it.
I got real excited about this thing when I saw it on Copart's website, thinking, hey, there's a legit Roush at the auction. Somebody stole wheels, whatever, right? We'll get new wheels for it. It looks complete otherwise. You can see the coilovers, you can see the brakes. It looked like that perfect Roush that it just had a little bit of a rough life, right? Just sitting on blocks at the salvage auction, it's never great.
Got a blower on it. Whoa!
It don't have anything on it. They stole the entire drivetrain, which is actually kind of weird that they stole the drivetrain. They had time to do that, but they didn't steal the front bumper, or the brakes, the coilovers, or really any of the other stuff that's surely worth money on this. Does it still have an exhaust on it? No. Okay, so they got the exhaust. Point is, they left a lot of good, nice parts on here. I mean, the seats, all the valuable interior stuff, it's all still there. Even though it has so much nice stuff left, though, is it worth it? Keep in mind, this is a Roush Stage 2, not the supercharged Stage 3. So this one's just had a bunch of aftermarket appearance stuff, the suspension, all the interior upgrades, a lot of badging. So I don't know, is it special enough to go through kind of a Haas 302 type rebuild? What do you think?
These can be like a great swap opportunity too.
Let me guess. Let me guess.
I don't know. I don't got like an engine on mine, but
I got an engine in mind.
what?
I think you can guess what it is.
I actually kind of like that. This might be the perfect candidate for engine swapping a Roush. Something that I definitely hadn't thought of prior, but if there were ever an opportunity, you'd have a Mustang that looks sick, because all this Roush stuff, I really do think it looks cool. I know it's not everybody's taste, but I like it. And then you'd put some stupid, ignorant engine under the hood. You have basically everything you need. You need to put a drivetrain in this, a set of wheels, an exhaust, and you send it down the road. Powered by what? I don't have a clue, but that's kind of the fun part, right? I don't know, if you had this shell, what would you swap in it? You gotta make a coffee. Have to pick an engine.
2J.
2J? Okay, I like that. I'm gonna have to squint on this one. This is bright. Looks like your vest, actually.
Well, you are next to it.
Mine's a little dirty. I've been doing some work, so you know, this looks a little fresher than this. What do you call this? Chartreuse, I guess? And it's a, oh, it's a wrap. Look under here.
Why are you gonna cover orange?
I don't know, that's actually two sick colors. I do like this color a lot. Now, I don't know a whole lot about McLarens, but one thing I do, yeah, we should have probably came to this side first. Oops. Yeah, that would have solved that whole wrap thing. Anyway, one thing I do know about McLarens is on the scale of wrecked McLarens that we've seen at these auctions, this one is light. It looks like it kind of just has the rear bumper ripped off of it. Usually these things are whacked. You have the whole aluminum frame ripped off. It seems like no matter which way somebody decides to want to wreck one of these, they're just toasted. Yeah, there's really not much going on here. Even all the lower carbon fiber on the bumper, the stuff that usually gets destroyed just from being towed around from an accident scene or brought to the auction, all that's in phenomenal shape, save a few little scratches. It's got carbon ceramics on it, and unlike some of the cars we see at the auction with carbon ceramics, none of these wheels are blasted off. So you got a full good set of carbon ceramics. Let's see what we got going on inside. Man, you know, the McLaren bugs never really bit me, at least not yet. Well, that battery or headlight's not happy. It's not bit me yet, but that's cool. I don't care. That's cool. I think one of the things that kind of almost turns me off a little bit about the McLarens is that there's always a new or a better one coming every 2 years. It seems like unless you're buying one of the really limited McLarens, the long tails, a P1 or something like that, there's always just something new coming, and the value, it is straight down. I do want to do some kind of exotic build at some point, kind of just to say I did it and experience what owning one of those is like. I don't think it'll be this one though. One, it ain't gonna be cheap enough, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Two, it's just not trashy enough. What do we do, slap a rear bumper beam and a bumper on it and call it a day? What fun's that? It's probably gonna make a great and probably easy rebuild for somebody. Plus, you know, word on the street is it's gotta come with some like free 8-part course on how to scale an e-commerce business, right?
Exactly.
Just a guess, you know, it seems like that type of car, right? Yeah. Now, something that is a little more up our alley, a C8 Z06 that doesn't really look like it has anything wrong with it. until you see the ride height in the front driver corner. You can walk around this entire car. The backside of it looks like it should be on a dealership lot. I mean, it's got the carbon fiber, beautiful setup, carbon ceramic brakes on it. The whole passenger side, minty fresh, front end, same deal. It looks like a genuinely nice car. And then you start seeing this lip on the front. It goes down, 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 down until you can't even get 4 fingers under there. Something is very wrong in this front driver suspension. Now you can't really see anything wrong with it except for the fact that right here, this is a very weird position, right? The inner fender liner's off and the radiator assembly, or at least the bracket that holds it, is kind of pushed over a little bit. There's a bend and there's a bend. So is it possible this thing just hit a pothole so hard that something broke in the suspension and it totaled it? It shouldn't be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that shouldn't be a thing. Man, so nice. We got all the carbon fiber you could ever want. The center console too. It's really, really a beautiful setup. I mean, even the keys carbon fiber, but I do suppose this is probably aftermarket, so can't really count that. But let's see how it sounds. It's supposed to run too. This sounds good. You know, McLaren could probably never, right? That's American stuff. Now, unfortunately, just like the McLaren, we're not going to spend too much time on this one because there's not that much of a deal to be had. Somebody's going to pay 75% of retail on this thing. It's just too nice. After all, we can see it. I mean, you guys can see it. Anybody who looks at this car, whether it's on Copart's website or here in person, everyone's going to know it's just a nice car, and they're going to pay accordingly. And, you know, if there's one thing that I'd like to try to not do, if it's at all possible, it's pay accordingly. But really, if one of you guys is looking for a good and really easy C6 rebuild candidate, I can't think of a better one than this. All right, so quick talk, guys. While Fernando's up there doing TikToks, we've actually already bought something here. A while back, he came up with a really awesome project idea, and we just haven't found the perfect car until like 2 weeks before SEMA.
Just for a small context, right? He's about to buy a car that I'm not allowed to know what it is. Team is about to see it, but I can't know what it is.
You'll understand immediately.
Wow.
This is fun, man. Like, hiding stuff from Fernando's. We should do this. We should start lying about stuff randomly.
Yeah. Just for the fun of it.
Hey, okay, all right. Man, well, that's cool.
Look what you did.
That's cool. Did you see where it was, location-wise?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Oh, no, yes, I did.
Okay, do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, for
did.
sure. All right. Okay.
Let's go.
Cut. I found one out here at Copart in Vegas. We bought it. It's just been sitting here at the lot since, and we're gonna run across it at some point here. I do suppose it's gonna be real awkward if he sees that one's like, nah, it's a piece of shit. Let's look for something else. But hey, only one way to find out, right? All right, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
It's the only thing cooler than a Hellcat.
Probably manual cars.
Yeah, a manual Hellcat, right?
Whoa!
A manual 2018 Hellcat that is really sun faded. We'll get to that. Let's get to the important part first. Boom, right there, a big stick sitting in the middle of that center console. In 2015, they made a decent bit of them, but as time went on, every year they made less and less, and that's a shame. That is really a shame when it comes to a muscle car like this. And what makes this one even more rare, it is bone stock. When's the last time you've seen a Hellcat with a factory airbox, Fernando?
Really rare.
It doesn't happen.
Wait. In the main part, with good tires.
Somebody wasn't doing Hellcat right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is an oddity in Hellcat world. It doesn't often happen like this. It's got Michelins too. Usually see people put the cheapest possible tires on these because you know they're gonna last 500 miles. Exterior wise, the only thing that really looks wrong with this is the paint is just whooped. I mean, that Vegas sun has done a number on it. It's so dry. It looks like it was almost like buffed with sandpaper. Oh, the trim. Oh, you know, never mind. Look at that. So I didn't see it at first because this whole thing's so dirty, but yeah, it's actually quite obvious when you're looking for it. This whole car is PPF'd. I just think it's a cheap, poor PPF that hasn't held up this well in the sun. But I guess there's a chance that if you take that off, the paint might be really nice underneath. So that's actually kind of a huge bonus. Well,
Oh yeah, PPF.
I mean, it doesn't look great because we don't have anything to clean it with, but the paint under it surely looks better than the PPF. This one, it says loss type unknown, and that kind of checks out. I don't think it's ever not going to be weird finding a car at the salvage auction that doesn't look like it has anything wrong with it. Just
What? They left these here?
no, I put that there. Those are Raycon's everyday earbuds. Raycon's the sponsor of today's video. You see where this is going, right? Yeah. Raycon's everyday earbuds have kind of became a new go-to for me. They sound great, they stay put, and somehow last 32 hours with the case. Whether you're out at the salvage auction looking for a new project car, or just walking your dog and you want some tunes, or maybe you got your boy over and he won't stop banging his 6-cylinder Dodge Challenger off the limiter and you need to drown it out with their active noise cancellation, Raycon, held upside down there, Raycon has got you covered. I personally grabbed the Galaxy ones because, well, it looks cool. It's actually kind of all there is to it. One feature that's not just cosmetic though is their quick charging. With just 10 minutes of charging, you get 90 minutes of playtime. I've been using them while I'm out here in Vegas editing, and it's the same deal back at the shop. Plus, Raycon's going big for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Everything's up to 30% off. Just click the link down in the description or go to buyraycon.com/scrap to save on Raycon audio products site-wide. This was impressive, right? Also, you've been walking backwards through these cars, haven't hit anything. This was an excellent ad read. Now, I know this presents as basically the perfect auction Hellcat, but we haven't started it. And even though it says damage unknown on the sticker, we did notice something in the Copart auction pictures.
No bueno,
The no
danger,
bueno light.
don't start it.
All the above.
Yes.
Basically what he just said, but it also happens to be the low oil pressure light. So I'm assuming there's something wrong with the engine. There's oil in it. Did you hear somebody just rip a fat burnout out there?
Yeah.
I hope the camera picked that up.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's obviously we can't start it, but I guess you almost have to assume that this one, even though it's listed as running, has something wrong with the engine. If it doesn't have oil pressure, and it doesn't have anything wrong with it now, it will soon, right? Like, dude, check that out.
This is awesome. You see how fast it's going? Flying really fast, probably got a Hemi on it.
Oh yeah, that was a Hemi. You heard the definitely a bit of a mystery here, but a mystery depending on the price that might be worth solving. But I do suspect that somebody's not gonna see that low oil pressure light when they go to bid on this thing. They're just gonna see a complete Hellcat that runs and is manual, and they are gonna pay up for it. And somebody, unfortunately, might get the real Vegas experience on this one, if you know what I mean. I think this is an auction lot first, and after doing this for so long, we don't really get many more of those. We've already done one truck build, the Demon truck, but at some point, we gotta do a classic truck, right? Maybe it's this one. It's a C20, and I saw in the Copart listing, it's engine swapped. It's already got some kind of late model LS based. I assume it's probably it's a 6-liter. So what's the LQ4, LQ9? So that's the good news. Somebody's already swapped in a modern engine, and it also happens to be one that's really good for boost. The bad news though, just that. This thing got racked up front. I actually think back here, yeah, this is the front bumper, and that is a very thick front bumper that got just tacoed. That is the hood back there. You can see how bent up, and that's almost at a 45-degree angle. Let's see what's going on inside, and this is nice. And yeah, I know you're wowing at the steering wheel. This thing is sick, right? Really clean interior. You wouldn't expect it on something like this, and look at that audio down there. Interesting. I like everything about it, to be honest.
I'm curious about this thing.
Now, I do think it's pretty clear what type of restoration this is. It's not some crazy $100,000 job, but this was a nice driver quality truck. The color scheme looks awesome. Who cares if there's a little bit of orange peel in the paint? So the only question is, what does it go for? And I guess, how bad is this front damage? And I suppose there's the minor, just tiny issue of the fact that we're not really that big a truck, guys. I don't know how hard it is to fix something like this where the whole frame is just pushed down like this. I'd almost imagine, and definitely tell me if I'm wrong on this, that you could probably find a C20 just kind of rotting somewhere in a junkyard where maybe the body's trash, maybe it doesn't have an engine, but maybe you can get yourself a whole new frame and avoid doing any frame work at all. And then at that point, you've got yourself a truck that looks awesome. It's got a nice interior, a nice engine setup. You need to source a front bumper, a hood, some headlights, some cooling, and a frame. It almost doesn't sound that bad, does it?
Not at all.
That could work.
And I know that some companies right now, they can do adapting plates to run a Hellcat blower and a 6.0.
So I do really like that type of idea for some old school truck build like this, but I guess where it gets complicated is if these frames just aren't available. The ease of rebuilding this hinges solely on how easy you can find a frame, and that's scary when you don't know the answer to that question. We have some research to do on this one.
Homework.
You know, a smart person would say we probably should have done that before we came, but we didn't, so here we are.
That's what we learned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Nice spin, I like it. You
Dude,
would.
it's perfect. Go on. Look at this thing.
Yeah, I'm not a big Mercedes guy though, you know, honestly.
I was talking about that junk. Talking about this OG Toyota. Sheesh.
So I suppose some backstory.
Tertiary problems.
Is that normal?
Yeah, 100%. Is it
Suppose some backstory is necessary.
Ah,
there.
it's auto. Never mind.
So when Fernando first started coming around the shop, he drove one of these things that had a seat that was bolted down by 2 bolts.
No, 3.
Oh, 3, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. 3
Yeah.
bolts in your seat.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm happy now here, you know? They got good taste. We can find cool cars around here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we just looked at a McLaren, you know that, right?
That's junk. Buddy, this is what we need right here.
Hell yeah.
This is cool.
I don't know if I can get through this.
What?
There we go. Oh, Cobra. 99 Cobra.
Oh, man. Never mind.
Hold on. Of all the stuff we see here, that's the Nevermind one?
Yeah.
If you guys been around the channel for a while, you know I've been hot for a Terminator Mustang. I've looked at quite a few, I've tried to buy quite a few, and they've all went for just too much money. This is the earlier generation. The Terminators were 03, 04. These were, I believe, 99 to 02, I suppose. They look the same, but they're missing one big thing under the hood, and that is a supercharger. I believe this is still a 4.6. Basically, any research I've personally done on these things has always been about the Terminators, so I really don't know much about these engines. I know they're worth a good bit of money. People do seek them out, but if you're gonna go through the trouble to like get a, I guess, Mustang power plant to swap into something, it probably wouldn't be this, right?
Exactly.
The body on this one though, we'll get back to this, but outside of that, it's actually really nice. You don't see a ton of white Cobras, and one thing I do know about these is that these taillights are basically gold, and I know they're technically amber, but what I mean is that these amber taillights that only came on the non-Terminator Cobras are so sought after that Terminator guys are willing to pay like $1,500 for them.
So pretty much, this is a bad project, but awesome for parts.
I don't think it's a terrible project.
Debatable project, but
Hold
awesome
on.
for parts.
I remember you saying something about a specific
Project.
Mustang Cobra build.
So my dream project Mustang is a 2000s Cobra R.
Okay.
That's my dream car. But
With another twist to it, right?
yeah, it's a secret, but you know,
This is the place to let secrets fly, buddy.
we're trying to be a Cobra. Just interpret that. Cobra.
What's the first letter?
K.
The
unlock the door?
Yeah, I think it's unlocked. Maybe we get in from the other side. John Smith Racing. So we got a couple blown airbags in here. The interior's not in bad shape, man.
No, it's stuck.
It's stuck?
Yeah.
All right, so we are left, at least temporarily, to look at this damage from the outside. And the door, I mean, that's the obvious one here, right? You can just get a new door. That's not that hard. You can get a new fender. That's also not that hard. What you really want to know on something like this is the door hinge section pushed in, and I don't believe that it is. I really don't. There's no cracks on the welds or anything. Interesting. So I guess the hardest part of this would be back here. Yeah, this is going to be the hardest part, but keep in mind, even though this is a Cobra, even though it is a special car, basically all the parts on the side of it are the same as any other Mustang GT, which means probably go to Crazy Rays and cut one off.
Ooh, for what, 300 bucks?
I know it's not the lightest of wrecks, but the important part with this one is, unlike a lot of those other Cobras we've seen, all the Cobra specific stuff survived. Is it the same as all the Terminator stuff? No. Does it look as cool as the Terminator? No, but if you put a Cobra R body kit on it, there you go. Yes, that's what we want.
Yeah.
That's what you need to build.
Yes.
Tape?
I don't know, that's minor problems, right?
They put tape on it, that way the paint stop coming up.
You know what they call this? It's patina, all right? I think you're being a little too hard on the Ford Mustang. It's a 1999.
No, it's a question. It's a question.
One of the odd things with this one is it doesn't list it as running on Copart. Again, not that it matters for like a swap type project, but it does potentially hurt the resale of this engine. Because if you buy something like this and want to kind of make it a economical swap chassis, you sell the engine out of it, you sell the T55, I believe is the transmission.
Yo.
What?
They pay $9,000 for it.
9 grand.
Oh,
What?
nah.
What? Hey, you remember when me and Tim were fucking with you the other day when we bought a car at auction?
What's this? Nah.
It was this.
Nah.
It was this.
You was
I'm not, look. I got the proof right here.
Nah.
How this actually happened is I was scouting, cars, because we knew we were coming out to SEMA to see what we could find here and if we could buy anything, and this popped up. And out of all the things, this was running at auction fairly soon, and figured, hey, Fernando's been talking about Cobra R and doing a certain build. Why not, right? Why not?
That's f***ing perfect,
yeah,
actually.
it
It's
worked.
funny that I find it before you.
That is actually, yeah. We were still
Yeah.
over messing with the Roush.
Yeah.
So I guess you gotta figure out how to do some body work, you know.
I don't know what to say. F***ing cool.
Once he started talking about this build idea, I was sold. I mean, immediately sold on it. So hell, why not? And something about doing it in an actual Cobra instead of a Mustang GT seems it's the right call.
It's gonna ban a lot of people, man.
No.
You know what happened.
Once again, that's awesome, right?
So cool.
We can take a minute, right? We can take a minute. Shoo! You know, I almost feel bad.
Ooh.
Taking this car out of the dry, hot desert where it was never gonna rust.
And drop it.
No, you didn't drop it. You almost dropped it. But you didn't drop it. And that's what matters. Bringing it to the Northeast with the snow, the salt, the rain, the cold weather, all that fun stuff. To be fair, though, I ain't nothing compared to what you're going to do to it.
Exactly.
Now we get our first real look at this thing, and it looks like a desert car, right? 200-some thousand miles. How many years is this? 26 years old?
Not 27.
27 years old, and it looks so clean. That's why you love buying cars from out there, right? Now, I'm not a Mustang guy, not a huge Mustang guy at least, but I haven't seen a lot of cars where the front subframes are paint matched. It's like an aftermarket type deal. It doesn't look aftermarket, right? It looks stock, but either refurbished or something. I don't know.
Is it me or everything in the front looks kind of brand new?
It does. Look, the control arms, the ball joints, they're good. The rear, you really can't say the same thing. This all looks original. One interesting note about these Cobras is their independent rear suspension, where most of the other Mustangs of the same generation, the GTs and whatnot, were straight axle. Somebody did, you know, the typical Mopar thing and cut the resonators out of it, which, I mean, you gotta love, right?
Yeah.
I mean, actually, no, they welded different resonators into it. I use the term welded loosely. Let's see, what else do we have here?
It probably sounds good.
What's that?
It probably sounds good.
Yeah, it probably does, right? We gotta fire it up. Oh, I do have a theory on that front, actually. So this car is listed as not running from the auction, but I just refuse to believe it. Primarily because look at the engine. It is so freaking clean. Like, there's no way that that is not a newer engine. It's an incredible shape. Everything up there is just like flawless. So either something is wrong with a newish replacement engine, or we couldn't get this driver door open, right?
100. Yeah, it was impossible.
What do you think the chances are that they didn't even try to start it because the driver door don't open? Now on the damage front, we obviously have a good bit of rocker damage. And do these things actually have side skirts? Yeah, there is a side skirt that's supposed to go over that. It ran over something back here. Is any of this floor stuff tweaked? Maybe? I don't know. We're going to have to dig further into that. You can see the brake cable got pinched and cut there. I think the biggest concern is probably the rear quarter panel. I mean, it's in pretty good. There's no denying that. We'll see more of it when we actually get into it. But the door, the fender, none of that stuff even matters. So it's all going to come down to that, and I guess how bad this rocker / floor area got pushed. I don't think it's going to be too bad of a fix. I really don't.
You see like the wheel?
It does look back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's got to be some suspension damage back here too. I think whatever drug down the side of this obviously caught the wheel as well. So what do you think got bent? Is it this arm that's tweaked? Is it the subframe that's bent? Or worst case scenario, is it the suspension mounting points that got it? Now I'll see why they didn't do this, right? Give it a shot, see what it does. All right, maybe it actually doesn't run. They might have actually climbed over the seat. They might have figured it out. Okay, they might have been right on this one. Give it another shot. Dude, we tried that. It just popped open, right?
Definitely. Wow.
That did not open at the auction. Inside, outside, nothing.
You know, the engine doesn't work, but the seat works.
Maybe it needed to be like jostled around on a forklift to open. I don't know. I'm actually kind of excited to dig through this thing and try to make it run. I've never worked on one before, so I guess a fun little project, right? Technically be a fun little project before you rip it apart for another fun little project, but fun projects abound, right?
I like that. A project before the project.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Lose twice the money, right? No, we got to draw a line somewhere. If this thing has like a hole on the block or something catastrophically wrong with it, just off the rip, just it's done with, right?
Yes.
On to the next thing. But if we can put, I don't know, what do you set? Like a half a day diagnosis time, and then if we have to order parts, we order parts, and another half of a day fixing it. If we can't get it running in that,
We gotta fix it enough to make a burnout.
I like that. Yeah, burn it out with that suspension in the rear that's not straight.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Exactly.
So all that stuff we were just saying about, you know, we'll spend, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
Sorry, I got distracted by food. What's new? Anyway, all that stuff we were saying.
They can tell.
Wait till the camera's off, buddy. Anyway, all that stuff I was saying about, hey, taking a half day to fix it up and whatnot. Nope, we're just stupid. We don't know anything about old Fords. Turns out there's only one issue with this thing, and it's a real easy fix.
Apparently, if you hit your old Mustang hard enough, you're gonna kill the fuel pumps. And it's gonna
That thing is ripping you up.
Yeah, it's really uncomfortable. So, and apparently, this switch is gonna turn on, and that's not gonna let you start your car.
So, what you mean to tell me is, none of these newer Mustangs have any protections, but the old school ones, if you rack it into something, you gotta come pop. Actually, you know what? As I'm saying it, I'm realizing that's quite smart. They expect you to wreck this into something and just say, if you hit something, just pop this, you're good to go, no problem.
I mean, it's bad for people who doesn't know, but if you know and buy a car an option that doesn't run, it's a win for you.
I was gonna say, is that a good thing? Because this thing was listed as not running.
Yes.
We probably got a better deal on it because of that.
Yeah.
Now, excuse the lack of YouTube drama here, but Tim and Fernando already started this thing this morning. We know it runs well, but it is my first time hearing it.
Hey, just be careful with the chop.
Be careful with what?
Just be careful with the chop.
The only way this thing's gonna chop is if you pull half the spark plugs out of it, all right? Fire it up! Try again, it's a Ford. Try again, it's a Ford. Oh, yeah! Yeah! Hell yeah! This thing sounds good. Now, we knew this was a replacement engine, right? It all looked too clean under there. It never made sense that it didn't run, but this sounds exactly like an engine of this quality should. Did you really expect that window to go down? I saw what you just did.
It actually went down.
How does it look?
It looks fine to me. It's definitely not straight, but it's straight enough. Give her a rev. Let's hear it. All right, so it runs. Sick. I thought this thing was a good buy, even not running. I assumed we could get it running, but now knowing that this has a new-ish, at least a remanufactured or rebuilt type engine in it, it runs, it sounds awesome. It's turned into a smoking deal, especially when you consider the front of it is like fairly new too.
Wow.
All right,
Unreal.
there's only one thing left to do. Little wiggle at the end. All right, obviously this video has been choppy and all over the place, but once we figured out how easy it was to get that thing running, here we won't leave you hanging, right? We had to test it out. All right, now back to last night real quick. Now, on a slightly different note, I know the video's been real slow lately, but we've been making some changes.
I mean, I think our outfit speaks for us, you know? It's been a lot.
Yeah, now that you mention it. Yep. We've been hard at work here. I think the next video on this channel, we'll finally be able to talk about it. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw some of it. I talked about it a little bit. It's been affecting, man, everything. The videos, the builds, but hey, at the end of the day, it is all good. And you know what, we should save it for next video, right?
Yeah.
We should save it for next video.
They're gonna be happy.
We'll talk about it all, right? I'll see you guys real soon.